So today I'm going to be reviewing this quick battery tester by Ancel, the BA101. This thing right here is a budget battery tester that anyone can use. You don't have to be a mechanic, and it's very, very simple. So I'm going to put it through the paces so that you can see it working and you can see how easy it is. I'm also going to put a link to it and a discount code in the video description. This is already a very inexpensive item, but with a discount code, it becomes even more of a bargain. There's a lot of really good reasons why you should own a battery tester. I know I've needed one over the years. If you have a lot of vehicles, that's a really good reason, because eventually you're gonna need to test the battery. If you live in a cold climate, also that's a really good reason to own a battery tester, because as we know, the cold zaps the power out of a car battery. And this can help you distinguish between a battery that's just discharged because it's cold versus a battery that's legitimately going bad. If you're gonna buy a used vehicle, I always say to take a code reader so that you can read the codes in the computer that may have been erased before you got there. This is to protect yourself so you're not buying a car that has issues. By the same token, if you take a battery tester, you can also test the battery, because the battery, even though it might start the car, you know, it might be going bad. It might be at the end of its service life, and this could become just a bargaining chip for you. It could literally pay for itself right on the spot. And finally, it'll save you a trip to the store, because normally if you have a battery that you suspect to be going bad, the first thing we usually do is take it to the auto parts store, and then they read the battery and tell us if it's bad or good or whatever, and they try to sell us a battery. So now you don't have to guess whether they're just trying to sell you a battery or if your battery is legitimately bad. You can test it yourself right in your garage. Aside from testing the battery, some of the tests that it performs can also point to issues with the alternator or the overall health of the charging system, and the battery can be tested both in the vehicle or on the bench. Here I have the negative battery terminal disconnected to simulate a battery on a bench. I'm going to do a quick test, which is good if you just want to test the battery and not other parts of the electrical system. The red lead of the tester will go to your positive terminal, which in the car usually has a red cover over it, and the black lead will go to the negative terminal. The tester has no internal battery, so it will automatically come to life when both clamps are connected. Quick test happens to be the first choice, so we'll press the enter button to select it. The tester will ask you for your battery's AHR, which stands for amp hour, and you should be able to see this right on your battery's label, hopefully visible without having to remove or unplug anything. Here you can see my label. The 20HR is the battery's discharge rate, which is not important for this test. The 62AH is the battery's amp hour rating. Simply put, this is the amperage rating your battery will output in 1 hour's time, and this is the number the tester was just asking us for. While we're here, CCA stands for cold cranking amps, and this is the battery's cranking amperage measured at 0 degrees Fahrenheit. This number is very important if you live in cold climates. And for this particular battery, D23 is the battery group, which denotes the physical size of the battery and the position of the terminals within the Japanese Industrial Standard, or JIS, since this is the Subaru WRX, which is a Japanese car. Your particular battery may have different specifications on it, so if you end up confused, a simple Google search will probably give you a quick answer. So here I'm going to scroll to 60 amp hours, which is the closest to the 62 that my battery is rated at, and I'm going to press enter to test, and in a matter of seconds I have my results. This is telling me my battery is good, but I need to recharge it, which is not surprising to me because I haven't started my car in a while and I've been messing with the sound system. If you want to dig into the numbers, it shows you the amperage that it can deliver when starting the car, the current voltage, and the internal resistance. Depending on your battery, the tester will tell you if you have a good battery, not in need of any immediate maintenance, if you have a good battery that just needs to be recharged, like mine, if you outright need to replace your battery due to it having reached its end of life, if you need to replace your battery due to a bad cell, or if the test was inconclusive and the test needs to be reran once the battery is recharged. If you get this one again after recharging, then the battery is likely damaged and should be replaced. If we connect the battery back, we can test the battery while in the car. From the main menu, we can select battery in vehicle, then battery test. It's going to ask you to remove surface charge, which can falsely increase the battery voltage. And that's done by turning the lights on for at least 10 seconds and then back off. So now, having done that, we press enter and select our battery type. Mine is a regular flooded battery, and most others will probably be the same. But if you know you have a different type, select it here. Then again, we're going to select the standard we're using. For me, it's JIS, or Japanese Industrial Standard, and then the rate, which again, you can find somewhere on the battery. Now, here's mine, camouflaged right there. So when I run the test, I get the same result with similar numbers, which is to be expected since it's only been a few minutes since the quick test. While we're here, we can go to the previous menu and navigate to cranking test, which will prompt you to start your engine. Once I start my car, I can see my test is normal, even though my car takes a bit longer to start the first time it started after unplugging the battery. With the car still on, we can go back and do the charging test. Just make sure that everything that can put a load on the battery, like your lights or your stereo, is turned off. First, we will do a ripple test to gauge the status of the alternator. Any big numbers here can signal a bad alternator. After the ripple test, it'll automatically ask you to bring your RPMs to 2500 for 5 seconds to do a loaded test, which is what I just did. And as you can see here, my charging system and battery seem to be in good health. If you wanted to view or print the info on your computer, you can plug in the tester to your PC with the included mini USB cable and then navigate to the product page on Ancel's website to download the drivers and software. Find the downloaded file in your downloads folder and extract its contents. Once you unzip the files, install the drivers first, or the computer might not be able to communicate with the tester. Once that's done, you can go back and run the print program directly from the folder where it was extracted. If your tester is plugged in, you will see it up here. Select and print data from the main menu of the tester will copy the data to the computer where you can now view it or print it as you see fit. I'm not sure how useful this is going to be for most, but it's there nonetheless. So I hope you got something out of this video. Don't forget to check out the video description for a link to the battery tester and a discount code, because if you're going to purchase it, why not get a good discount while you're at it, which essentially makes it a bargain. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and leave the video a like if you appreciate it. I'll see you next video. Take care.